Oh, fuck. Well, I'm sorry, Cammy. I need to do a live. I promised everyone stuff. We have the iPad back again. I can finally show everyone what I'm working on. Where did I put the pen? Correct. Oh, you were on it. Hey. Oh, thanks for keeping the pen warm. Yeah, I had dinner. Hi. That's why I had to go. How was your food? It was nice. I just, like, lost interest halfway through for some reason. Because that's always the way that happens when I'm eating food. Right. So the live that I did earlier got taken down by YouTube because apparently I was a minor in a compromising position again. So, yeah. This is basically where we're at. Yeah, it's still save our work. Hopefully. Okay. Are we sure? Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Right. Okay, let's just get rid of all of that. Crap, no, wasn't supposed to do that. Hang on. One second, everyone. Hello, I'm back. Right. Okay, now I'm just doing this wrong. Perfect. Where's that going? What are you? I don't know if that's like a typo or something. I'm French. Hello. I'm British. I'm English, actually, but everyone calls English people British people. Because they forget that British people aren't just English people. Um, I meant to say, what are you doing? Right, so this is what I was going to do the big reveal of. So I took this picture earlier, and I am trying to, if I get rid of T, I am, that looks really weird. It will look better later on, but I am basically trying to make myself my own my persona lanyard. So what I'm doing is I'm using someone's idea where they took a picture of themselves in fursuit, where they had like the comment on screen being like, what do you use as your reference? And someone said, I don't know, fursuit. And so they took a picture in their fursuit, well, with the fursuit head in the position that they wanted, traced over that, got rid of the picture, and then drawn what they wanted. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing, I took that picture, and I'm just kind of, at the minute, I'm tracing over it with a pencil pen first, like the brush pencil, and then I'm gonna get rid of the picture and then trace over the pencil marks, but this time with like all the details and everything. Also, I am going to be creating my own fursuit species, so if you do end up using it, please credit me. I'll probably have to make like a Google Doc about like the key things that you need for your persona. I think like basically like the rules of the species. It's not going to be a closed species because I've seen so many people discourse it online. I also can't draw very well, so it's going to be open to anyone, but if anyone uses it, they need to credit me because I am the person who made it. It's called a Spino Fusion. I'll just give like a little bit of information about it now. So obviously you get the base, which is the Spinosaurus Dino Mask. So that's one species. It's a Spinosaurus mixed with at least two other species. It can have two or more. It depends on it, but it has to be at least two other species that aren't similar to it. So you can't have like a Spinosaurus, a Velociraptor, and say a T-Rex, because that's all too similar. But you can have like a Spinosaurus, a Triceratops, and let's say a Jurassic Park version of a Dilophosaurus. That would work because you'd have different features. So mine, I need to create lore on him at the minute. So mine is basically Spinosaurus. His name's Gorm. Also, it has to have at least three colors, three main colors anyway. So mine are black, white, and red. The red's not going to be on the mask. It's just going to be on the fur. But yeah, that's kind of the requirements. So Gorm is a Spinosaurus with a lopid rabbit and a butterfly. It's leaning more towards a monarch butterfly, but just butterfly in general. So also it has to have like the characteristics. You can't just say that oh, it's mixed with this because of the color palette. The color palette can be one of the options, but it can't just be the color palette. It has to be like significant features like ears or if there's spikes. Also, for the Spinosaurus, you have to have the Spinosaurus base mask and then either a sail fin, a set of spines like spikes going down the back, or both. I'm going with both. I'm currently in the process of making a sail for Gorm, which isn't going to have red on it, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. The red's going to be on like other stuff, like the paws and then the butterfly wings, which once I get back off holiday, I will be attaching to the sail fin. But for now, I think I'm just going to be... No, because I need to undo the stitches. So yeah, that's basically what it is. So Gorm's going to have two massive horns as well that come round and underneath, and then the lop ears are going to come over the top. Hey! Like over the top of the horns. I do need to go back to Hobbycraft though to get my materials. Hey Gizmo! So yeah, I need a lot more felt, so I think I'm going to get 2 meters, because what I'm figuring out is that I can use the felt to make spines and stuff because it's soft, and then I just stuff it. I probably need to get more stuffing, to be honest. I'm down to 2 bags, like 2.5 bags. And some of this is like secondhand stuff from people that we picked up. I love Hobbycraft so much. Me too. Me and my friend, so my friend who you saw from the vlog for Comic-Con is going to be coming over this Sunday, and we're going to be making stuff. I'm going to try talk while I do this. So yeah, she's coming over soon, and we're going to be making some stuff. Hey! Sorry? Hey! Sorry, sometimes it keeps auto-translating, so I just need to, like, have a look. Because instead of saying, hey, I'm back, it says 2 in the back. Right. Oh crap, no. Oh yeah, as well as the lop ears, Gorm is also going to have some butterfly antenna that are going to come over. But it's going to be like carefully constructed hangover instead of just letting them flop about. So I'm going to draw them at a curved angle and then stuff them super tightly. Hi! So yeah, see, I was going to try get the sale done for the fur meat when I come back. However, if I'm adding the butterfly wings to the sail fin, I might just have to go like paws, tail, and head. So what I'm going to try get done in the next week is making sure that the elastic is up to par with it, and then I'm going to glue it down to the balaclava, just because the balaclava is really hard to get on with the dino mask. So yeah, if anyone's going to Born Fur it, you'll get to see it. I'll bring my leopard mask as well, just in case anyone wants to take pictures. And if it's not raining. I do need to add mesh into the eyes though, so I do need to like do some serious work on it. Crap, no, that's the... There we go. What is going on with my brush? Ah. Hey. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Bit of a chaotic day at work because animals don't behave. But other than that, it's been pretty chill. Just really, really hot because reptile shops are so much hotter. Okay. What are you doing? I am currently trying to draw out my persona lanyard thingy, the badge. Crap. I forgot it could do that. So the Spino Fusion's kind of like chimeras. I want to say kind of, except they only have one face, and then the rest are just kind of features of other animals. So like I'll try to explain it the best I can. Hi. So it's like if all the animals, like the animals that people choose, like obviously Spino, butterfly, and lop-eared rabbit for Gorm. It's like if all of them kind of merge together. So it's like the Spinosaurus takes the most dominant area, and then the rest is just kind of, I want to say, significant features of the other species. That's why it's kind of like you really have to choose some like other, like very different ones if you want some unique features. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what it is instead of like yeah. So I guess it is kind of like a chimera, um, just without the faces. I realistically should have made a rabbit tail for Gorm, but the tail that I found was just too perfect. But the rest of him is going to be obviously an amalgamation. Um, that's why it's so important that, like, if you're making a Spino Fusion, you have the Spinosaurus mask and either the spines or the sail fin. If anything, I'd recommend that someone that you do have to have a sail. I was gonna say you don't have to, but I think I might make it, and then there's the optional like spikes. Someone gave me a Pokemon card and a candy rotator ring during transition day. Hey! That sounds like fun. Wish I could do transition days again. Now I'm just in college. Right. Could I try and draw one of Spino Fusion? I mean, yeah, of course. Just if you post anywhere, if you're able to credit me, that would be perfect. I haven't really like shown it properly. I've only mentioned it a couple times. But obviously it's in my bio. The other thing is three colors. It has to be at least three colors. Um, I think I mentioned that before. So, Spinosaurus base with a sail fin and at least two other species. If okay, it's recommended to have a sail fin. There we go. I need to properly write it all down. And spikes are also recommended, but you don't have to. I was going to say either spikes or sail fin that you have to do, but it's really up to you at this point. If the rules change at any point, or like the requirements change, I'll let everyone know. At least 3 colours, 3 main colours at least. At least 2 other species that are very different to a Spinosaurus, or at least have some other significant features. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't have any height requirements or anything, because I didn't realise how much you have to put into a species. But yeah, during science class, I got chemicals on my skin. Ooh, I hope that's not affecting you right now. I hope that it's kind of gone, or that you got it sorted. What's your guys' opinion on closed species? Because I didn't even realise that was a thing. I just thought it was like a species that someone's made that other people aren't allowed to use or anything. I didn't realise like you had to pay the creator of them to draw your sonar as the species. Um, I'm gonna play Mario Kart on more. Um, that is so weird. Oh, I know why. Hang on a second, guys. I've messed up royally. Hey, how have you been? I've been good. Today is just chaotic. And I feel iffy about them. It's kind of like trying to dictate what someone can and can't draw. Yeah, fair enough. I get that. I get the like kind of coming off as arrogant side. I just didn't know, because I was like, oh, closed species. Oh, I'll make mine a closed species, and then I learnt what it is. I was like, I cannot be drawing people's sonars. Um. Okay. For those who haven't who weren't on here earlier, does anyone want to have a guess at what the giant lizard at my work did today? This is going so well. I don't know if you remember me, but you gave me advice on starting my channel. I found the courage to start, and now I have 15 subscribers and wonderful people supporting me. Oh, that's nice. Hang on. Sorry, that sounded really, really passive aggressive there. That's amazing. I'm not too sure. I recognise your username. But yeah, that's great. And remember, it will only grow from here. Don't listen to my things of like bots got deleted from my channel, so that's why I was like. But seriously, I hope that your channel really grows. I hope he didn't bite you. No, don't worry, he did something worse. Well, actually, no, Tilly's female. Tilly's our giant tegu. I'll let everyone have another guess. She didn't bite me. She did something worse. That's now going to cost us money. So, and it's not a lawsuit. I love how I'm just doing these teeth in one go. It's great. I've gotten a few hate comments, but some of my subscribers are legit fighting them. That's great. Not the hate comments, but yeah. What does the front teeth look like? Hang on a second. The front teeth are kind of merged together on the picture. Oh, my tails have just gone everywhere. Oh yeah, there's literally no teeth in there. I actually screamed when I saw that most of my posts are getting 2,500 views. That's great. Sorry, I don't know why my comments are sounding like, oh, that's great. No, that is really good though. Especially someone told me once that views are more important than likes. So the amount of views you get, you're getting to more people. So the fact that you're getting 2,000 views, 2,500 views even, on your post is insane. I'm so happy I have 71 subscribers. Yay! Just remember, guys, your accounts are gonna grow as well. Okay. I completely forgot. I was trying to tell you about what Tilly did today. So basically, she'd kind of been trying to get at the glass all day. And reminder, she's out front at the shop. And so when we closed, I was trying to pay for my stuff because I work. I say I work there. I volunteer there because it's mainly built off volunteers. And so what she did is she slammed her body weight into it one final time, right? I heard some sort of thud, turned around, The glass pane shot out of the tank and smashed all over the floor. So people had to stay there after hours. She's been moved to the back now, but they basically had to stay and clear up a bunch of glass that she'd shattered all over the floor. And she was so happy with herself as well. She sat outside the tank just like, look what I did. She's such a thick lizard. Like, genuinely, I don't understand her logic. Huh? Yeah, she's a bit of a menace. I've also just realised I've been drawing on the wrong layer. That's insane. Yeah. But then she's quite a heavy lizard, so. Hi. Hey, Jet. I went fishing and collected bones in my grandparents' forest. They own like 40 acres of land. Ooh. I wanna own a bunch of land. I need someone to go bone collecting with me, but that sounds so insane though. Did you get any like really, really cool bits, like insane bits? Because I know normally you get like a couple femurs, maybe like some antlers. But like I don't know like what animals live in your region, but did you get like any? Why am I just waffling? See, I've got too much energy because I'm so excited for my holiday. So. I also did just see the notification come through. Someone's tagged me, so when they come back in the chat, um, yeah. I will. Hang on. I have a full coyote ribcage. Oh my god, that's insane. Also, I did see your artwork. I think if that was you, um, yeah, I saw your art. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I saw that you tagged me, so I'll go have a look after the live. How have we been live for 35 minutes? Dang. I will. I got a raccoon skull. Oh my god. See, this is why I need to go bone hunting. To be fair, the last time I looked for like dead things, I found like a decomposing fox. King First America. Hey! I love Mario Kart. It's so fun. I also found a lot of crab pincers, but I think that's an exoskeleton. Yeah, they're crustaceans, but they are classed as invertebrates because they don't technically have. There is no if you look inside of a turtle shell at any museum, you can see that there's a clear spine. But if you were to look inside a crab shell, they don't have them, so they are invertebrates, but they're not arthropods. So they're not like the bugs and everything. Arthropods are like invertebrates. So when someone says arthropods, they mean like invertebrate kind of buggy type things. But if they say like crustaceans, you've also got cephalopods, and everything. So they like octopi come under invertebrates. Sorry, I for those who don't know or couldn't tell, I'm autistic. I have a very big special interest in invertebrates, but mainly spiders and arthropods. So yeah, I could basically just say a bunch of stuff. I also study animal management, so that just kind of increases the special interest, if you will. Um, Please talk about them. I love hearing about this stuff. Okay, I will. I'll give some facts about spiders. So just arachnophobia warning. It's okay. I have autism, ADHD, and OCD. I don't know whether to try and go for a diagnosis of ADHD. I have a lot of the traits and symptoms, and my mum, who's a childcare teacher, reckons that I might have ADHD. It took us a while to get an autism diagnosis, so I'm unsure, but yeah. I'm also just really talkative lately because like I have some exciting things come up, and when that happens, it makes me like talk really fast and for a prolonged period of time. It's like I've got my cruise coming up, and then I've got the Born Ferret meet, which I actually get to meet people who have the same interests as me, which is insane. So yeah, what can I say about spiders? I think I'm gonna scrap the art for tonight, guys. But so far, this is the outline that we have. It looks insane right now. I'm just tracing around. Um, um, there we go. Okay, I need to make sure I put that on charge for my mum. I was young when I got diagnosed, so I didn't know where to go. Yeah, because I was because I'm AFAB. For those who don't know, assigned female at birth. Um, my diagnoses get treated a lot worse, like not a lot worse, like a lot less. I'm kind of just like, oh, they're just dramatic, or I'm just, it's part of being a woman. But basically, yeah, it's taken my mom ages to fight to get to like where I am now, which is a pain. Like my first aim at getting a diagnosis was just completely ignored. Like all my paperwork got lost. So yeah, um, someone set me on a starting point. Someone talk about something to do with any kind of invertebrate, and then I would just kind of go off from there. Um, I mean, snails is kind of an easy one because I have 5 in here. Um, I love spiders. Bird eater spiders. When I tell you there is one tarantula in this world that I want. Okay, no, there's 2. The Brachypelma amelia looks so gorgeous, and I need it in my life. But bird-eating spiders. Oh, okay. First off, we're gonna start with the name. So bird-eating, everyone's like, oh my god, they're gonna eat a bird. They're monsters. Okay, no, they're not monsters. They are opportunistic feeders. They will come across and they lie in wait. So they wait until their prey comes along. It's a lot like any kind of trapdoor spider or any funnel web. They wait for something to come along, touches the web, bam, straight out. So when a bird-eating spider, it mainly eats insects, but if it comes across the occasional injured bird, it will take it. So bird-eating spiders, it's less kind of that's their main diet. It's like they're big enough and they're able enough to like eat a bird at will if they chose to. Yeah, there is. So there's a lot of bird-eating spiders, but the main ones that you see are the Theraphosaurs. You have Theraphosa apophysis, Theraphosa blondi, and Theraphosa sturmi. The sturmi is your burgundy Goliath bird eater. It's the one that I want the most, and you can actually legally have them here in the UK. It's the spider that I strive to have the most. I want a large female, and I'm going to call her Lady. The apophysis is your pink-toed bird eater, pink-footed Goliath bird eater even. And the way you can tell them apart is really interesting. So when they're sort of juveniles, when you can see the colours more clearly and they look really, really hollow. Sorry, choking there. What you can do is you can look at their feet. It's kind of like the two sections here. And if there's 8 pink feet, it's an apophysis. If there's 4 pink feet, wait, yeah, they have 8 legs. Why did that stump me? If they have 4 pink feet, they're a sturmy, and if they have no pink feet, they're a blondi. And your Theraphosa blondi is your standard Goliath bird eater. It's like the standard one. I want to say it's more. It looks hairier than a sturmy. Sturmy is more kind of like crushed velvety look, if that makes sense. And then your apophysis is just doing its own thing. Why do millipedes have so many legs? I don't actually know. However, this is the way that you can tell centipedes and millipedes apart. Other than the fact that when you work with them for a while, or when you know the difference between them, they're easy to spot because, well, centipedes look chunkier and millipedes look very sort of streamlined. But millipedes have 2 legs per body segment and centipedes have 1 leg per body segment. As I said, centipedes are also a lot chunkier and a lot faster. They also have these things called toxicognaths, which are kind of like, not pincers as such, but they're very much sort of like massive fangs that sit underneath their face like this. And that's how they inject the venom and how they can grab onto prey. They also like grab onto prey by curling over them like this. Yeah, and with millipedes, the way you can tell whether it's a male or a female is if you look underneath, there should be, so say this is the head and then there's a couple leg segments here. In between here, if it's missing a leg segment, it's a male, and if it has all the leg segments, it's a female. You can really tell them on like older millipedes, but if you're very, very trained on how to do it and you can spot it, and you can do it very, very young as well, which also increases your profitability if you are an invertebrate breeder. Ambush predators. Ambush predators is very sort of, it's very simple, and you can talk about them with like invertebrates and mammals, fish, kind of a lot of stuff. Mainly they kind of sit and wait. Hey, it's more sort of a sit and wait ish thing. So what they'll do, especially like if we take lions for example, they'll sit and wait. And sorry, I thought my tail was broken there for a second. So obviously they'll disguise themselves, and then as soon as they get close enough to the prey, they go for it. And it's kind of just a long sprint thing. It's what cheetahs do because they, as much as they are the fastest land animal, very specific there because the peregrine falcon can dive at around 200 miles per hour, so ultimately it's the fastest animal ever. However, cheetahs, because they are so fast, they have to be ambush predators because they can only do short bursts of speed, because otherwise, what happens is, so they go into anaerobic respiration, and for anyone who's taken biology or who studies animal management like me, not only can it hurt their muscles and put strain on their body, but also it sends them into anaerobic respiration, which is basically breathing but like operating the body without any proper oxygen or without oxygen at all. And when that happens, it creates lactic acid, which if aerobic respiration doesn't happen soon, that lactic acid will build up in the body and then basically kind of stop the muscles, and then you can't really do anything, especially for a long while. And for a cheetah, that's very, very, very deadly, especially since they are carnivores. They need to eat, and if they don't eat, then they starve. And then the next day, they're weaker because they haven't eaten, so they have less chance of finding prey, and it just gets on. They get weaker and weaker and more tired because they're burning energy a lot quicker, so they don't have a lot of energy stored, or their body slows down because they're trying to conserve that energy and make sure that there is enough, and so eventually they just die of starvation. What do you know about raccoons? I know that they have thumbs, but they aren't posable. So if you want to try using try not using your thumbs is very, very difficult. Trying to think of anything else. I'm not really too knowledgeable about raccoons. I'm so tired, I'm gonna go to bed. Bye. Bye. So yeah, as you can tell, animals have been kind of my first special interest. I went through phases of hyperfixating on specific animals. I think my longest running one was penguins, like all of penguins. I think that was a good 9 years. Tigers started a couple years after the penguins, and they kind of coincided for a while. And then tigers took over for a bit. And then that kind of dissipated. And then it went to camels. I also had a phase of tapirs. And I think now it's spiders. It was flamingos a while ago, but they've kind of gone on the back burner, which I feel really, really bad about. What about foxes? I'm trying to think. I'm not really too. There's like very specific things and very broad things that I know, but like, I'm trying to think. Do I know any proper stuff about foxes? Specifically fennec foxes. Their ears are much larger. This might be very, very hi. Okay. Okay, we'll start with fennec foxes. So this might be common knowledge, but fennec foxes' ears, they're much larger, not only to detect like the tiny sounds of their prey, but also because they have a larger surface area, and a larger surface area of ears is very, very important to any kind of desert species or any kind of animal living in a hot region, because it allows them to cool off quicker, because a larger surface area, I can't remember what it is, but just they're able to dissipate their blood around, which is one of the ways that an animal can cool off, is when their body heats up, they go into vasodilation, which is where the body pushes blood all the way up to the surface of the skin to like keep temperatures inside of the body a lot cooler. Do you know about the croc gator Gustav? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. If you're able to reword your question, I might be able to answer. Well, I've only really researched into different bird species, lol. Yeah, well, to be fair, this is like 17 years going of just constant looking and trying to find stuff. And also the last year of me learning about stuff, not only about the animal management industry, but also like I had 3 hours every Monday of what's it? Anatomy and physiology. So we went over the musculoskeletal system, the endocrine system, the excretory system, respiratory system. What about axolotls? This might again be common knowledge, but they can regenerate limbs if need be. So basically, if something gets cut off, they can just regenerate it. I'm trying to think of anything else. Their gills are more sort of no, I'm not too sure, sorry. I know we have an axolotl at work. There's a black one. They are quite weird. Just trying to think what books do I have. See, I'm more knowledgeable about animals than dinosaurs, and it makes me really upset. Because for me, my special interest in... Sorry, my cat's twitching and she's sleeping right now. Are you like a vet or a caretaker? So... Hang on, sorry, I'm just watching my cat twitching. Okay, I'm just checking you, okay? You're 15 years old. It could be the eternal nap. Are you like a vet or a caretaker? So, basically, I'm studying to be someone in the animal management industry. I'm not too sure if I want to be a vet. I'm trying to lead down more the path of either working in a zoo, however, because I'm so far south, all the zoos I'd have to live away for. Or breeding invertebrates, becoming an entomologist or an arachnidologist. That's kind of the end goal, just work with animals. I'm pretty sure the gills use osmosis for respiration with the oxygen and water. Might have kind of worded that wrong. No, I think you are right. Gustav, he's an allegedly over 70-year-old gator who's eaten over 300 people. Yeah, I have no clue who that is, sorry. We always have this one question in biology tests. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll tell you a cool fact about giraffes, though, about how they keep themselves cool. So, you know, their spots? Yeah, that's how they keep themselves cool. So, it's to do with their blood vessels again, where it's, like, pushing the oxygen and stuff around there, because I think it's more blood flow cools down the body. That's why, I think it's when you're hotter, like, your heart feels like it's beating more, I think. Don't quote me on that, though. We also had animal health where we learnt like how to administer medication. Did you know dog seizure medication goes up their bum? Sorry, their rectum, as my class would want me to call it. We had so like our lessons were so chill. We ended up playing hangman to guess some of the words, making my bed while learning cool stuff. I mean, I try. I'm hoping my facts are correct. But yeah, like, because this was all for our exams. We had two exams. The last exam was with like all the animal health and anatomy stuff. I think I did pretty well. We had a 12 marker on like. I know in our mock we had a 12 marker on like where diabetes medication is stored and like how to administer it to a cat. Oh yeah, I just finished my first photography from what today. Ooh, how did it go? What about orcas? Um, there's this really cool example of group dynamics, which we learn in learning theories, which sounds really weird because learning theories is like, it's meant to be about how to train animals, which is really cool. And we had a whole lesson where we had to train someone else to do stuff, and my method worked the first time. So basically, orcas. Yes, so we looked at this example when we were learning about behavior, because behavior is a lot of stuff. It can be like walking, breathing, but breathing is an innate behavior. And so there's this whole thing where orcas will get seals or penguins onto a specific bit of ice. And then what they'll do is they'll ram up against the side of ice to try and slip them off and into the mouths of the others, and they all work together to try and get them off and eat them. I think it's really cool, and what they don't realise is that they're actually putting water on top of the ice as well, which inevitably makes it slippier too. So the penguins or the seals are just sliding all over the place, and eventually they manage to get it. Do you have any stretches or workouts for before quadrobics if you do that? Yes, I do quadrobics. I'm not too sure. I'd say just trying to like stretch out all your muscles. I know that there's one way if you put your hands up against the wall and like kind of I'll try get a stance. So kind of like that. If you were to like a V shape to stretch out your calf muscles. It's one that I have for tight calf muscles. That's really only one of the ones I can recommend. Hey, it went pretty well actually. Managed to finish like half an hour before we had to finish. 10-hour exams are tough. Yeah, fair enough. I think I had a 7.5-hour exam once, but that was hour and a half extra time just sat at a computer trying to research a bunch of stuff. That was for ESP, and I hope I never have to do that again. Come on. Sorry, my cat wanted out. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot Neil's tank is right behind me. With my hat. Does anyone have any other questions about animals or anything like that, or what I know about? So I'm more than happy to answer them. I've got a bunch of time. I think one of the questions for anatomy and physiology that came up in my exam was, what musculoskeletal adaptation allows the rabbit to do this? Basically, this dog started barking next door. Like in the question, it said a dog has barked next door. A pet rabbit has bolted. has sprinted really fast from the garden to inside the house. And yeah, I love my science class because I get to secretly learn about my stereotypes. That's great. That's what I do as well. It's really interesting. If any of you guys ever take animal management as a course in like college or anything, be warned, if you learn about animal behavior, it's really weird and you discover stereotypes you never knew you had. It's odd. Like, working with the lemurs at college has made me realize that I'm a lemurtherian, which is really weird because we have black lemurs and we have ring-tailed lemurs, and I'm a red-ruffed lemur, so you'll get to learn about other animals. We just learn about the human body and plants. Yeah. I think towards the end of my GCSE science, that's when I started to learn about other animals, and that's when I took it seriously for my course. But I don't really need to know about that stuff. Because who knew for 3 hours on a Monday afternoon, I'd be sat listening to how bones work. Today I discovered that I have a border collie one. Oh, cool. What colour, or like mutations or anything? Anything about otters, mustelids in general? We do actually have some mustelids. We were going to get some otters, but planning works have been denied because of the water sources. We don't have enough places. Can't remember where they were going to go. We're going to get armadillos though next year. We also have ferrets, which we were playing with the other day. This is a pretty obvious one, which everyone finds adorable, but I just kind of find it like, okay. So obviously, sea otters will hold on to each other to make sure that they don't float away because of, like, you know, tides and stuff. They use tools, so they'll get like sharp rocks and stuff to cut fish, blunt things to like open shells and things to get to stuff inside. They're really intelligent creatures, to be honest. Really inquisitive. What else is there? Obviously, sharp teeth because of the diet that they have. They're also just constantly on the move. I know when we got the ferrets out of college, they were just constantly everywhere. It's brown and white, but it's hard to explain where. That's fair enough. To be fair, not everyone's gonna know what, like, exactly what their stereotype is pictured like. Did you know otters juggle rocks when they're excited? Oh, that's so cute. Never in my life did I think I'd be calling an otter cute. Hi, how are you doing? I'm good, thank you. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, I think so. What other random stuff can I say? I'm trying to think of weird facts, but a lot of the weird facts people might already know. See, I would go into the reproductive stuff, but that might get a little bit weird. But there is some weird animal adaptations there for, like, reproductive purposes. Speak to any one of my teachers. Like, I'd have to censor all the words, or my life will get taken down. But yeah, geez, it's what other random stuff? I saw a zebra donkey. Oh, a quagga, I think it is. A quagga type thing. Or, no, I know what it is. It might be a quagga. Hyenas, that's the first thing I thought of when you said that. Yeah. If anyone knows about the weird reproductive stuff with hyenas, you didn't hear it from me. But if you want to look it up, be warned. We had a whole class on it because those were specific examples we had to know for our exams. I think it was hyenas, bonobos, pigs, ducks, especially the drakes, cats, dogs wasn't really on there, and none of them came up. Oh, whales too. Whales. Yeah, the whales was a weird one. Oh god, yeah. It's a little bit traumatizing, I'm not gonna lie. We had to sit there as well. You guys get the comfort of your own home to be mortified. We had to sit there and keep straight faces while we learned about all the wonderful things nature has in store. I know the reason for most of those, I'm crying. Yep. Especially the ducks. I think it's the ducks, the whales, and the hyenas, and the cat one. The cat one, I was like, oh no, 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 thank you, no, no, no. Like, I get nature's odd, but at the same time, no. How have I been on this live for an hour? I am gonna have to go in a couple minutes though, guys, because my phone is on 4%. And if I move from this position, YouTube's gonna say, oh, sorry, you're a minor in a compromising position again. Help, I'm going on a ferry in a few hours. Ooh, have fun. I like ferries. Okay, yeah, no, this mask is getting uncomfortable. Tell me why my teacher just had to show us a video of the stomach system. Yeah, the digestive system's so wonderful. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on this live. I'm so sorry that it was a long one. Thank you for letting me info dump. I feel like, I've gotten all my information out, which is nice. I'm gonna be very, very tired. I'm gonna, go to bed not shortly, but I'm gonna have great sleep. Thanks, I'm going on a school trip to Belgium. Oh, nice! Enjoy! Alright, guys, I will see you when I am live tomorrow. Bye! Crap, no, I